Along your travels, you may have come across this random encounter in which you find an escaped prisoner and you free him of his shackles, and in return he tips you off about a stash at Watson's cabin. But there is quite an interesting story about the old woman who occupies this place, her family, and, well, it's a stash, so I thought it would make for a very interesting video. Watson's cabin is located north of Strawberry and west of Wallace Station. You can head here whether or not you receive a tip from an escaped convict, so don't worry about that. But if you've not been here yet and want to know where it is, now you know. When you first arrive, this is the encounter you'll be met by. Now I apologise, I had to search online for this clip as I couldn't find it when I recorded it myself, which I did quite early on in the game.
About damn time. They said you'd be through 2 days ago.
What the hell are you talking about?
Just leave what you got in the cellar and be on your way. My guts give me hell, and I ain't in a sociable mood.
Now in the cellar you will find a semi-auto shotgun. It's not a unique weapon, but it's what you find in the cellar nonetheless. Now of course if you wish to ransack the rest of the place you have the opportunity now, but when you return to the old lady she will realise that she has no idea who you are and she's just like you in her cellar.
Now that's a worse mistake you could ever make. You think you can steal from me? You got no idea of the pain coming your way. Let me give you some advice. Turn around. Walk out of here. Get far, far away. I said, get the hell out of my house! Now, you son of a bitch! Stealing from me's the worst mistake you ever made.
In my playthrough at this point I killed her, however you can actually come back to this place. I believe you can return as soon as a day after, though I personally recommend waiting 3 days, 72 in-game hours to allow the game to reset itself. And when you return, this is what you'll be met by.
You made the wrong move coming back here. You don't rob from the boy! And you sure as hell don't go near him.
Nice family.
Her 4 sons will be waiting for you. Of course, you'll kill them, and on the table in the front room of the house you can find a lockbox. Inside, $73. There's also semi-decent loot on the bodies of the 4 brothers. If, like me, you're a bit sadistic and you killed the old woman on your first time here, out back you will find a freshly buried grave. The grave of the old woman. Of course, if you leave the old woman alive, when you return here for the second time, you'll get a very similar encounter which ends the same way except the old woman is there. And if you leave her alive even then and return again, you will find her body in the bed, decomposing, tucked under blankets. However, if you leave the woman alive before the second encounter and then come back for that, you will actually learn the identities of her 4 sons. Elijah, Ethan, Edgar and Ezra, or as we shall refer to them for short, the Watson brothers. And just like us, the Watsons are criminals, and as suggested by Red Dead Online, rivals of Colm O'Driscoll, as old Mother Watson will occasionally express contempt for Colm O'Driscoll, so it appears as if we've just robbed a small gang, and in doing so, completely wiped it out. You can actually find a photograph of the Watson family gang with the 4 Watson brothers and Mother Watson next to her bed. I hope you don't mind me calling her Mother Watson because that's just my British flair not wanting to say Mama Watson. Now if you kill Mother Watson in the first encounter and then head to her grave before the second one or after the second one, John Marston or Arthur Morgan, depending on who you're playing as, will simply say couldn't have happened to a nicer woman. Now Mother Watson being dead inside the house on the bed can only be encountered in the epilogue, I do believe. But it does seem as if our second encounter with this location is us stopping the gang from making their big getaway, as what they're discussing is using the money that they've obtained through criminal means to move their mother out of the country. And I'd imagine the Watson boys would have probably gone with her. Now people believe this is an Easter egg because the gang comprises of 4 brothers and their mother as the leader, and they live in a small cabin in the woods, which are the exact circumstances of the Dalton gang in the French comedy western comic series Lucky Luke, which is a fun little Easter egg, I'll give it that. But of course, please do let me know what you think about this location down in the comments section. Anyway, thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you all very soon with another video at some point.